I'm about to walk you through my exact blueprint to scale from $0 to $1 million if you're running a coaching, consulting, or agency business. Before we dive in, let me share a quick snapshot of my journey. Over the past 13 years, I've been focused on building and scaling revenue engines. From my early days booking meetings for a photocopier company to becoming a top performer at Twilio, where I was the #1 performer in Europe, Middle East, and Africa, along with leading functions at Amazon Web Services, where I embraced the principle of customer obsession, and ultimately helping to deliver over $50 million in total contract value across my career. Today, as Chief Revenue Officer at Closers.io, I'm in the trenches daily, implementing the exact frameworks I'm about to share with you. What makes this blueprint different is that it's not theoretical advice. This is a repeatable system we've used to build our outbound division from scratch, and the same framework that's helped countless coaches and consultants to break through revenue plateaus. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt like you're working incredibly hard in your coaching or consulting business, but the revenue needle isn't moving as fast as you'd like? Or maybe you've hit that 10K, 20K, or even 50K per month mark, but now you've plateaued, unsure about how to scale to the next level without working 80-hour weeks. If that sounds familiar, this video is specifically for you. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on the entire system that will take you from wherever you are now to that coveted $1 million revenue mark using scalable and repeatable systems and operations. And here's my promise. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap of the exact steps needed to scale your coaching, consulting, or agency business to 7 figures. Now let's dive in. The foundation of scaling to $1 million starts with a scalable offer. Without this, everything else falls apart. Let me break down exactly what makes an offer truly scalable. A scalable offer must have 3 critical components. First, it needs to solve a significant pain point in your market. I'm talking about a real problem that keeps your ideal clients up at night, not a minor inconvenience. Second, it must deliver clear, quantifiable value that far exceeds the price that you're charging. Your client should see this as an investment with predictable returns, not an expense. Third, your offer needs to be designed so that it can be delivered repeatably without diminishing quality as you scale. This means having systems and processes that don't rely solely on you as the founder. Now, here's what most coaches, consultants, and agencies get completely wrong when designing their offers. They try to be too innovative. I see this all of the time. People spend months, sometimes even years, trying to create something entirely new when the real opportunity is bringing a unique mechanism or edge to an existing proven market. Let me illustrate this with a real example. Think about the traditional service industries like tradespeople or construction. There's often poor customer service and painfully slow response times. If someone just developed a solution that allowed contractors to respond to customers within minutes instead of days and provided a superior service throughout the project lifecycle, that's an example of a unique angle in an established market with massive demand. Similarly, in the coaching space, if you're helping someone with weight loss, it's a market with proven demand. The key isn't to reinvent weight loss entirely, but to bring your unique methodology, like a specific fasting protocol, for example, that creates a distinct angle within this established market. This approach works well because you're not fighting an uphill battle of category creation. You're entering a conversation that's already happening in your prospects' minds, but bringing a unique, fresh perspective or solution. Remember this key principle. People have a greater aversion to pain than they do have an attraction to gain. When your offer directly alleviates pain, you're already ahead of the game. The human brain is wired to avoid loss more than it seeks pleasure, so positioning your offer as a solution to pain creates more urgency and motivation to buy. Now, let me give you a step-by-step process for creating your scalable offer. Step number 1 is to identify an existing market with proven demand. Don't reinvent the wheel, look for markets where people are already spending money. Step number 2 is to research the primary pain points in this market. What are people consistently complaining about? What solutions are they actively seeking? Step number 3 is to assess your unique skills, experiences, or methodologies. What unique angle can you bring to solve these pain points more effectively? Step number 4, create an offer that bridges the gap between the pain point and your unique solution. Make it specific, make it measurable, and make it scalable. Step number 5, test and refine your offer through direct conversations with your target market. Don't wait for perfection, get feedback early and often. When I was at AWS working with Amazon Connect, a new product line, We lived the principle of customer obsession. We didn't start with a product and then find customers. We started with customer problems and built solutions around them. Apply this same thinking to your offer development. The key is to avoid both overthinking and underthinking. Don't spend months in analysis paralysis, but also don't rush to market without validating your offer. Find that sweet spot where you're bringing a unique angle to a proven market and solving the most compelling pain points. Do this right and you've established the foundation for your journey to $1 million. Now that you have your scalable offer, the next critical pillar is establishing predictable client acquisition. This is truly the lifeblood of your business. Without consistent lead flow, you have no clients to close, no revenue to generate, and no business to scale. Let me be clear, this is where most coaching and agency businesses die. They have a great offer, but no reliable way to get in front of the right people consistently. The solution? A phased approach to acquisition that evolves as your business grows. Phase number 1, from $0 to $20K per month, use outbound methods. When you're starting from zero or looking to reach that first $20K month milestone, I strongly recommend focusing on outbound methods rather than jumping straight into paid ads. Why? Because outbound requires time, not capital. When you're in the early stages, time is usually more abundant than money. You need to conserve cash and focus on high ROI activities that don't require significant upfront investment. Here's what this looks like in practice. First, identify the platforms where your ideal clients spend their time. This could be LinkedIn for B2B coaching, Instagram for fitness or lifestyle coaching, and Twitter, otherwise known as X, for thought leadership, or even niche communities like specialized Facebook groups or forums. Next, develop a personalized outreach strategy. This means sending tailored cold messages to potential prospects. And I'm not talking about generic spam. I mean thoughtful research messages that speak directly to their specific situation or challenges. The key to making this work is by turning this into a mathematical equation. X amount of messages equal Y amount of positive replies equals Z amount of book calls equal X amount in revenue. So let me give you an example from one of our clients at closers.io. Now, for every 100 personalized cold outreach messages they send, they typically receive about 25 responses, and of those 25 responses, roughly 10 turn into meaningful conversations. From those 10 conversations, they book approximately 4 to 5 sales calls, and from those calls with a strong sales process, they convert 1 to 2 into clients. When you know these numbers, scaling becomes simple math. If you want 10 new clients per month and your conversion rate is 25% from call to client, you need 40 sales calls. To get 40 sales calls, you might need to send 1,000 outreach messages. By tracking these metrics relentlessly, you know exactly how many messages you need to send each day to hit your revenue targets. This transforms outbound from a guessing game into a predictable revenue machine. Now here's a pro tip that will be a game changer for you. As soon as you can afford it, ideally when you're bringing in at least $5 to $10K per month, hire a virtual assistant from the Philippines for $5 to $6 per hour to handle this outreach. A good virtual assistant can send 100 to 150 personalized messages per day, freeing you up for higher leverage activities whilst maintaining the outbound machine. I learned this lesson during my time in high growth sales environments. When you try to do everything yourself, from prospecting to selling to account management, you hit a ceiling. And when you finally build a proper outbound system and delegate the right tasks, your productivity and results multiply. Phase 2, from 20K to 100K per month, diversified acquisition. Once you hit that 20K per month milestone, it's time to evolve your acquisition strategy by adding paid ads as an additional channel. This isn't about abandoning outbound, it's about diversification. This creates powerful stability in your business. If your ad performance dips, and it will at times, your outbound efforts keep the lights on. And if your outbound hits a slow period, your ads continue to generate lead flow. This redundancy is critical for predictable scaling. Now let me give you specific guidance on implementing paid ads. Start small with a test budget of around $30 to $50 per day. If you can afford it, 50 to 100 is even better. And then focus on one platform initially where your ideal clients spend most of their time. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or YouTube, depending on your target market. Create simple short-form video ads that speak directly to the pain points that you solve. Don't worry about fancy production value at this stage. Clear, benefits-focused messaging beats high production every single time. Make sure that you set up proper tracking from day one. You need to know your cost per lead, your cost per book call, and your return on ad spend for every single campaign. Expect that you may break even or even lose a bit of money within the first couple of weeks while you're testing. This is normal and part of the process. You're basically buying data that will make your campaigns profitable over time. Once you find a winning campaign, you can gradually increase your budget to put you in a position where you can start to scale responsibly as you work towards a journey of more and more profitability. I can't stress this enough though. Do not stop your outbound efforts when you add paid ads. I've seen too many businesses make this mistake, going all in on ads and then panicking when an algorithmic change or account issues pause their ad account. Simultaneously with your paid ad expansion, this is the perfect time to start building your personal brand to drive organic traffic. Creating valuable content that positions you as an authority serves multiple purposes. It reduces your cost of acquisition across all channels. It increases the efficacy of your outbound efforts because, of course, people who recognize you from your content are much more likely to respond. And it builds a moat around your business that competitors can't easily replicate. It also creates a continuous flow of inbound interest. At AWS, we called this working backwards from the customer. What questions are they asking? What challenges are they facing? And then you can create content that addresses these points, and you'll naturally start to attract your ideal clients. With all three channels firing, outbound, paid ads, and organic content, you create a true acquisition machine that supports scale over time. As you approach 100K per month, you want to start adding team members dedicated to each acquisition channel. This might look like a dedicated paid media specialist, an outbound team leader overseeing 2 to 3 VAs, a content manager handling your organic strategy, and you may add some other roles to support scale while helping you to claw back your time. This team structure allows you to remove yourself from the day-to-day execution whilst maintaining control over the strategy and performance. Pillar number 3 is sales systems. Because at this point in your journey, you're generating consistent leads and booking calls regularly. The next critical pillar is creating a sales system that reliably converts those leads into paying clients. Here's something that might surprise you. Many coaches and consultants can reach 100K per month with just themselves and 1 to 2 virtual assistants handling administrative tasks. But this is also precisely where most hit a ceiling they can't break through. Why? Because they've built a business entirely dependent on their personal sales ability, with no systems that scale beyond their own capacity. If you want to reclaim your time and truly scale to $1 million and beyond, you need a systemized sales process that others can replicate with similar or better results than you. Let me walk you through exactly how to build this. Step number 1 is to master your own sales process first. As the founder, you need to take all of the sales calls yourself initially. This accomplishes 2 critical things. First, you directly experience what resonates with prospects, what objections arise, and what ultimately drives decisions. This first-hand knowledge is invaluable. Second, you build your own belief in the offer by seeing the transformation and value it provides to clients. During this phase, record every single sales call. These recordings become the foundation of your sales system. Within our business, when we launch new offers, we always ensure that we have a deep understanding of the sales process required before bringing in additional talent. This isn't because we couldn't hire additional salespeople earlier. It's a strategic choice to master the sales process first. Step number 2 is to develop your sales infrastructure. Now it's time to develop your sales infrastructure. And as we do this, this is all about creating the infrastructure for a scalable sales function. This includes a detailed discovery questionnaire that qualifies prospects before they ever get onto a call, a proven sales script that guides the conversation from introduction to close, a defined process map that shows exactly what happens at each stage of the sales journey, and the right CRM and tooling to track every interaction and data point, along with a comprehensive objection handling guide based on real conversations, and a pricing and packaging structure that's clear and conversion optimized. This system should be documented in a sales playbook that anyone could follow to produce similar results. Think of this as creating a franchise-like model for your sales function. Step number 3 is about analyzing and optimizing your sales data. This is where your Olympic mentality comes into play. Track and analyze every meaningful metric. Examples of the types of metrics that you could track would be lead to call show up rate, your close rates by lead source, average contract value, sales cycle length, and follow-up attempts to close correlation. Look for patterns in your successful sales. What questions do you ask that lead to higher close rates? At what point in the call do most decisions seem to happen? Which objections, when overcome, most lead to a close? Ultimately, the message here is to make sure that you truly know your numbers, because when you have the right data, you can make data-driven decisions to help you to actually move the business forward. If you want support in doing this, my recommendation is to visit the link in the description box below, where I recommend that you use Go High Level as a sales and marketing automation platform where you can track and measure your data to put you in a position where you can truly move the business forward with a platform that has been designed for coaches, consultants, and agency to help them understand the types of metrics that can help them to make informed decisions as they continue to grow and scale. So check out the link in the description where you'll be able to get access to a free trial to help you to continue to push forward. Step number 4 is to build your sales team. Only after you've created and optimized your sales system should you bring in closers and appointment setters. This is where most coaching businesses go wrong. They hire salespeople without having a proven system for them to actually follow. When hiring your first closer, look out for these qualities. Do they have strong industry acumen? Are they bought into your mission and your vision? Do they actually have strong sales acumen? Are they emotionally intelligent? Do they listen well? And are they resilient and determined? The perfect first hire is someone who has some sales experience but isn't so established in their ways that they'll resist following your system. Make sure that you set them up for success by providing recorded calls for them to study, documented scripts and processes, and that you do regular review sessions when you actually listen to calls together. You also want to make sure that they have clear KPIs and performance expectations and a strong incentive structure that rewards quantity and quality in their work. At Closers.io, we have a rigorous onboarding process for new sales team members that includes listening to successful sales calls before they ever get on a live call. Then they shadow successful closers and gradually take on more responsibilities as they demonstrate mastery. Step number 5 is all about scaling your sales function. And this is really a bonus point for anyone who wants to think bigger beyond the title of this video. Now, this is for people who want to start to think about scaling to 500K per month or more. You'll want to start to build out a more sophisticated sales organization. This would include a sales manager overseeing your closing team, a dedicated appointment setting team feeding qualified prospects to your closers, a sales operations specialist ensuring data integrity and system optimization, a sales enablement function creating training and development materials, and this type of structure will then remove you entirely from the sales process whilst maintaining or improving conversion rates, allowing you to focus on strategic growth initiatives. When properly executed, this systemized approach really means that there's no limits on where you can actually grow and scale your function, whether it's into the 7-figure territory or even 8-figure territory as well. Pillar number 4 is fulfillment and operations. We've now covered your offer, your acquisition strategy, and your sales system. The final pillar here is all about fulfillment and operations. This is where the rubber truly meets the road. You can have the best offer, marketing, and sales system in the world, but if you can't deliver exceptional results for clients and manage operations efficiently, your business will collapse under its own weight. At the heart of every successful coaching business is operational excellence. This is something I learned deeply at AWS, where operational rigor is part of the company's DNA. It's really important to have a data-driven approach to operations. First and foremost, this means tracking, measuring, and refining every single data point in your business. I'm not exaggerating when I say every single data point. You should really know everything related to your ad spend and performance, messages sent for outbound and response rates, meetings booked and show rates, cost per lead across channels, cost per book call, sales call to close rates. You can see there's so many different types of things that you should know, including retention rates and customer lifetime value. All of this becomes incredibly important when you're talking about responsible and repeatable scale. Nothing should fall through the cracks. As the saying goes, poor data in means poor data out. Make data integrity a core principle throughout your business. The lesson here is that your business is only as good as your operational foundation. CRM and marketing tools that go high level, which I've left a link in the description for you below, can be game changers here, allowing you to automate workflows and track metrics in one central place. Beyond metrics, you must obsess over customer success. The easiest way to scale isn't always by winning new customers, it's by extending the lifetime value of existing ones. Consider these numbers. If your average client pays $3,000 per month and stays for 3 months, your customer lifetime value is $9,000. If you improve retention and they stay for 6 months, your customer lifetime value jumps to $18,000. That means you need half the clients to generate the same level of revenue. The math is compelling. By focusing on client success, you can dramatically reduce the acquisition pressure on your business whilst increasing profitability. Here's how to build world-class fulfillment. First, create a detailed client onboarding process. The first 14 days of your client relationship sets the tone for everything that follows. So document every single step. Welcome materials and expectation settings, initial strategy sessions, access to platform and resources, milestone planning and accountability structures, and communication protocols and response time standards. Next, develop clear delivery milestones and KPIs. Every client should know exactly what success looks like and how it will be measured. This creates alignment and accountability on both sides. Then make sure you implement regular check-ins and progress reviews. Ensure that they're not just casual conversations, but they're actually structured reviews of progress against the objectives that have been set out from day one. Finally, build a proactive client retention strategy. Don't wait for clients to show signs of dissatisfaction. Regularly assess how they're getting on. Address concerns before they become issues and continually demonstrate the value that you're providing. Another powerful operational lever for scaling is developing a well-defined back-end offer strategy. By creating a logical progression of offers, you can stretch customer lifetime value significantly. This reduces the pressure to constantly acquire new clients every single month. You might have an offer suite that looks like having an entry-level self-paced course or group program, then a core offer with your primary coaching or consulting service, and then a premium tier, higher touch, more personalized service, and then a continuation program where you offer ongoing support after the initial engagement. You can then even expand to masterminds or inner circles for your most committed clients. Each tier should solve different problems or serve clients at different stages of their journey and life cycle. When properly executed, this creates a client journey that could span 12 to 24 months or even more. This dramatically increases lifetime value while reducing acquisition costs. As you scale towards $1 million, your team structure becomes increasingly important as well. Here's what a typical team might look like at different revenue stages. 10 to 20K per month, just you, the founder, and maybe 1 or 2 virtual assistants. By 50K per month, it might be you and 2 to 3 virtual assistants with 1 dedicated client success manager. And by 100K per month, it may be you, an operations manager, 1 to 2 sales reps, 2 to 3 fulfillment specialists, and several virtual assistants. Once you're expanding beyond 250K per month, it may be you and a leadership team like a chief operating officer, a sales director, and head of fulfillment with dedicated teams for each function. The key is to hire ahead of growth, but not too far ahead. Each new role should either free up your time for higher leverage activities, improve the client experience, or directly contribute to revenue growth. When building your team, focus on culture fit and coachability over perfect experience. You can teach skills, but you can't teach alignment with your values and mission. When you do this, you create what I call the flywheel effect, where you have higher retention rates that lead to increased customer lifetime value, more satisfied clients generate more referrals and positive word of mouth, and your reputation in the marketplace improves, making sales easier. Your operational efficiency will increase margins and profitability, and then more resources become available for strategic growth initiatives. All of this creates a much more efficient path to $1 million and beyond. So there you have it, the complete blueprint for scaling a coaching or agency business from 0 to $1 million in revenue. Create a scalable offer that solves real pain points in an existing market. Build predictable client acquisition channels starting with outbound and expanding strategically. Implement systemized sales processes that can scale beyond your personal capacity. Establish operational excellence and world-class fulfillment to maximize client success and lifetime value. This isn't just theory. These exact principles guided how we built our outbound division at Closers.io from the ground up, leading to extraordinary growth. Remember, the journey to $1 million isn't about reinventing the wheel. It's about bringing your unique value to proven markets, building systems at scale, and obsessing over customer success. The coaches and agencies who reach 7 figures aren't necessarily the most talented or knowledgeable in their field. They're the ones who approach their business with an operator's mindset, focusing on systems, processes, and measurable results. This is the Olympic mentality I mentioned earlier. My challenge to you is to take just one element from each pillar and to implement it in your business this week. Start building the foundation for your 7-figure coaching business today. And if you're looking to streamline your journey to $1 million, check out Go High Level through the link in the description box below. It's a powerful platform for centralizing your marketing, sales, and operations, exactly what you need for scaling efficiently. If you found value in this video, hit the subscribe button for more frameworks on scaling your coaching or agency company. I'm Alleyne, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Until then, keep climbing. Click subscribe for more frameworks on scaling your coaching, consulting, or agency business to 7 figures and beyond, and drop a comment with your biggest takeaway from this blueprint. Let me know which pillar you're going to be focusing on implementing first.